And we welcome you to Great Day TV with some great stories. These are stories that you may have seen before, or maybe want to see them again. So we're going to go back for a few months and pick out some of your favorite topics. Some fun, some interesting items, some information. Stay tuned. And around this time of the year, it's always good to honor our individuals who have served us. Barney Wood takes us in Indiana to some of our war memorials, and here he is.
I think it's safe to say that pretty much everyone knows that Indianapolis, Indiana is a great city. It's a big town with a small town feel. But there's a really cool thing about downtown Indy that you might not be aware of. There are 25 acres of land right downtown dedicated to honoring our veterans. The Indiana War Memorial Plaza Historic District. This huge amount of acreage ranks Indianapolis first in the nation in the number of acres dedicated to honoring our veterans. As far as the number of monuments, Indianapolis is second only to Washington, D.C. So, it's well worth a trip downtown to see the Indiana War Memorial Plaza Historic District. Before your trip, be sure to visit the Indiana War Memorials Foundation website. Here you can find all kinds of information about the area, as well as a downloadable app that contains a handy map of the area. Designed after World War I to commemorate Hoosiers who served during the Great War, the area has been described as Indiana's best-kept secret, featuring a museum, 3 parks, and various monuments and memorials. As an added bonus, it's free. The American Legion's national headquarters is also in the Memorial Plaza area. It's the largest organization for veterans and their families. Experience, honor, remember. Words to keep in mind while strolling through Indiana's rich military history as it comes alive when you explore the Indiana War Memorial Museum. Countless historical artifacts fill the museum dating back to the Revolutionary War. Experience, honor, remember as you stroll along the lush green space at the Veterans Memorial Plaza. Experience, honor, remember. These historic landmarks enable all of us to pay tribute to the generations of Hoosiers who defend freedom around the world. As mentioned before, this area has been described as Indiana's best-kept secret. The fact is, this shouldn't be a secret at all. Everybody should take a trip here to honor our veterans and troops, both living and those who have since passed. Since the year 2000, the Indiana War Memorial Foundation has worked with the Indiana War Memorials Commission. This important work honors the valor, history, and the sacrifice of our Hoosier veterans. For more information about the Indiana War Memorial Foundation, click indianamemorials.org. As always, God bless the United States of America, and may God protect our troops. For Great Day TV, I'm Barney Wood.
In Indiana, I can catch a wave.
In Indiana, day night rocks.
In Indiana, I'm not the only dinosaur.
In Indiana, it's anything but ordinary. Plan your visit at inindiana.com/summer.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Kroger for mouth-watering meals and appetizing ingredients. Our low prices add up to big savings with over $600 in digital coupons each week. Plus, up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you always get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
I'm Phil Shoemaker, Prime Plumbing and Drains.
Providing top-tier service, whether a stinky mess, water leaks, or other pesky plumbing problems in an ethical manner with straightforward principles.
Where a good flush beats a full house.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
Be proud of what you do. Hi, I'm Quinn Buckner. Do you know how exciting and rewarding a career in senior care is? ASC offers so many options. Choose a career that offers growth and advancement. Work for a company known for quality and excellence. We are one ASC. Join our winning team.
Did you ever hear of Japanese donuts? I hadn't. Renee Jameson has this interesting segment, and it's food for thought.
We're here at Mochi Joy Donuts, made in the commercial kitchen at the VFW in Noblesville. Husband and wife team Tom and Rachel left their careers to start their business, where donuts are magic and dreams are made. Tom and Rachel, thanks for having us here today.
Hi.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
This all started with a donut in California.
Yes, yeah. When I lived in California 7 years ago, there was the first mochi donut shop that opened. And so being foodies, we came out there and went on their first day, and we had their mochi donuts and fell in love ever since. So we just fell in love with the donut, the whole experience, and we're like, maybe one day we'll open a mochi donut shop too.
Rachel, you're from here, so you moved back here and it all got started.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really think about it at first. It just eventually came full circle. But we came back to be closer to family. I was practicing as an audiologist in telehealth, and Tom was really just looking for something different to do. So we were testing different things, thinking of different ideas, and then we were just like, wow, let's go back to this mochi donut idea. And we were the first mochi donut shop in Indiana.
Talk about the cooking process and how long it takes, a typical day for you.
We generally wake up at 3 a.m. and then get here about 4-ish, 4:30. And
we're slow movers.
yeah, and start mixing the dough and frying it and glazing it and prepping all 18 flavors, as well as making our new products like mochi sticky bread, banana bread, and brownies and hot dogs. So we do all that before we open at 7:30.
How are these different than typical donuts?
Yeah, so these are mochi. So mochi is rice flour, so it has the rice and wheat flour in it. It gives it like a pillowy chew and a little crispy on the outside. And they actually tend to be less sweet than a traditional donut, so they're just super easy to eat. They're all the same base, but then we just top them with a variety of different flavors. So we have some more traditional flavors like glazed, we have more of the Asian flavors like taro and matcha, and then we have some fun Midwest flavors like mud pie and s'moreo.
What are some of the hot ones, the ones that people always want to get?
Oh man, well definitely our more traditional churro and glazed, always. Everyone loves the churro and glazed. Of our regular flavors that we have daily, the taro unicorn and the lavender lemon are probably our top two sellers. But then from there, it's just really hard to pick. I mean, there's something for everyone. But like today we have Samoa, and that's one of my favorites. It's salted caramel with toasted coconut and a chocolate drizzle, and it's just perfect.
Yeah.
You get to work together.
Yes.
Is this really a dream come true?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I get to see her all the time and get to hug her and kiss her all the time. But yeah, it's nice. We just made it work.
Yeah.
And we can't think of not doing it this way.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
Good team, easy, makes it easy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
talking with us today. The future's looking bright, right?
Yes, yes, we're very excited. We had no idea it would ever come to this, so.
For more more information on these delectable donuts and all the other treats, you can go to mochijoydonuts.com. For Great Day TV, I'm Renee Jameson.
When I realized I couldn't hear on the phone anymore, I said, that's it. I won't let hearing loss slow me down. That's when I got a CapTel caption telephone. With my CapTel phone, I hear what I can and read what I miss. Now when the phone rings or I want to make a call, I don't hesitate to pick it up. It's just like using any other phone. Plus, I can read what my caller says.
Visit Relay Indiana to see if you qualify for a phone at no cost to you.
I'm Phil Shoemaker, Prime Plumbing and Drains.
Providing top-tier service, whether a stinky mess, water leaks, or other pesky plumbing problems in an ethical manner with straightforward principles.
Where a good flush beats a full house.
Your hearing is part of your overall health care. Whisper Hearing Centers. Professional audiologists, highly trained and experienced in testing, diagnosis, and treatment of your hearing loss. And the latest technological advances in hearing care. Yes, it's possible to get a hearing aid online or at a box store. But a Whisper Hearing Center audiologist takes the time to test you thoroughly, answer questions, and find a hearing solution that fits your needs, lifestyle, and your budget. Whisper Hearing Centers.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
In Indiana, I can catch a wave.
In Indiana, date night rocks.
In Indiana, I'm not the only dinosaur.
In Indiana, it's anything but ordinary. Plan your visit at inindiana.com/summer.
Did you know that in Indiana we have a great heritage on motorcycles? Terry Stacy has the story.
It's about vintage motorcycles, friendship, and making memories. It is the pioneer of Hoosier motorcycling. And Bob, I gotta ask you, tell me about this group.
Oh golly, we dreamed it up about 10 years ago. And it's been a pleasure now for 10 years to do this every year.
But what is the group about?
It's about motorcycling from the past to the present and into the future. It's from the early 20s on up through, I'm 90 now.
Oh, you're 90 years young.
Yes.
You still ride a bike?
Yes.
This organization, you know, it's also, as I mentioned, about friendship. Tell me about the friendships made when you're on a motorcycle.
Well, there weren't many friendships while we were racing. But,
well, right.
But in between the races, we were the closest friends, still are.
What is the mission, I guess, for the Pioneers?
Just to encourage the future of motorcycling and get young people interested in what motorcycling is really about, covering all the field from off-road to on-road pleasure racing, pleasure riding, and really that's what it's about.
As the president of ABATE, what do you want us to know that drive automobiles and trucks and semis and other vehicles, but what do you want us to know about you on the road?
That's a great question, Terry, and I'm always glad when people ask that. And whether you're a motorcyclist or a motorist, see and be seen are the biggest tips. So if you're a motorcyclist, we want to make sure we're visible so people see us in traffic. And if you're a motorist driving an automobile, we want you to look for us in traffic. Obviously, we're a little smaller. It's easier to get hidden, especially with A-pillars in cars and such as they are now. Don't just glance, really look and see motorcycles, because we are a little more vulnerable out there. You know, it's not just a fender bender when we get involved in a crash. Somebody's going to get hurt. So just make sure you're looking.
Tell me about one of the great adventures that you have been on that you'll never forget.
I met my wife, and
on a motorcycle?
Our first date was on a motorcycle.
Where'd you go?
And we've now been married 70 years.
Oh my goodness, bless your heart.
And still riding.
and still riding. And she's right there with you?
Oh, absolutely.
The first bike you ever got on, the first motorcycle, what was it?
I laughed. About 30 minutes of being born in a sidecar.
What do you mean?
So, even though I've been riding one more year than I am old.
It's so nice to meet you, Bob. You keep riding.
We'll continue. As
You'll
long as we
continue.
can.
Okay. We've had such a great time meeting some of these great members of all ages that are part of the Pioneers of Hoosier Motorcycling. And if you'd like to be a part of it too, all you have to do is you can find them on social media as well as at abaitonline.org.
Come check out Big Dog Flooring's large selection of waterproof, pet-friendly products. Benny and Bernstein love featuring their hardwood, carpet, and waterproof flooring. With Big Dog's in-stock products, you can find value all the time. And yes, we install all of our residential and commercial products, which includes carpet, hardwood, and our huge selection of waterproof flooring styles. Big Dog Flooring, a home's best friend.
I'm Phil Shoemaker, Prime Plumbing and Drains.
Providing top-tier service, whether a stinky mess, water leaks, or other pesky plumbing problems in an ethical manner with straightforward principles.
Where a good flush beats a full house.
Gourmet cuisine, breathtaking views, and a vibrant space to connect and enjoy. Skyline Club Indy, 36 stories high above downtown Indianapolis. Join the club today and enjoy an elevated experience. Take part in a full schedule of events and special gatherings. Skyline Club Indy, a place to celebrate.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
Make a difference in the lives of others. Hi, I'm Quinn Buckner. Do you know how exciting and rewarding a career in senior care is? ASC offers so many options. Your work is seen and your voice is heard. Join a team that does it the right way for the right reasons. We are one ASC. Join our winning team.
And we're here at Whisper Hearing, and we're with Megan Schnellenberger, who is the audiologist right now. And we're going to talk, we're having some coffee and a little chat, and some trends that you're seeing. Something a little different is happening. Tell us about what you've noticed.
I have noticed, and this has been going on for a little while, but more so, you know, the average age of patients coming through the door is younger because they're noticing issues with more so get-togethers or not necessarily going to parties, but family events or restaurants, and can't quite understand, you know, why does everybody seem like they're talking so fast, which sometimes they are, or why can't I understand what anyone's saying?
Yeah.
And so they come in for a hearing test, and quite often there is a little bit of hearing loss.
Which happens
with everybody's hearing changes as we go through life.
Wow.
It's not an old person thing.
Okay.
It just happens. But I think the stigma still is hearing loss is an old person thing, right? And years ago, people waited until they were 80 or 90 before they got hearing aids. It's not to say they shouldn't have got them earlier, but I think that mindset is still there that I'm too young for this, I don't need this, when it's normal, you know, it's not something's wrong with it.
I'm kind of a little surprised that the stigma is still there because everybody's got something stuck in their ear now.
Well, that's true.
You know, Bluetooth or something, you know, they got something, they're listening to something, which also can add to the problem with losing hearing.
Exactly.
Because you got something playing in your ear all the time.
Right. People nowadays are more aware when something's wrong that something is wrong. And let's look into it. Whereas in the past, brush it aside, brush it aside, brush it aside, you know, they think of big old hearing aids of the sweet old ladies in church with the hearing aids screaming at them and whistling and they can't hear anything. And that's not how it is anymore.
Okay.
It's not. They're easy, they're small.
Okay. So get your hearing checked. And often too, I mean, mine pretty big. Wait, let me put it back in. But some of the things that people can have now, they're little tiny things. You don't even see them.
Right. They're tiny, they're easy. And that's the thing too. You know, sometimes patients say, I don't have time to be messing with a hearing aid anymore. I don't have time. I just want to, and truthfully, I don't want you to mess with it any more than you don't want to mess with it. You put it on, when it's done correctly, you put it in the morning, forget about it. And the hearing aids are smart enough, they automatically change volume and program and anything. So you don't fiddle with it, you know, put it in.
Get your hearing checked. It's important, no matter what your age. And as I always say, I want you to hear as much as you can for as long as you can. I love mine. And you know what else has made a big difference since I've been? I could talk about it. I don't have to hide anything.
Right.
And some people think you have to hide it.
Right.
No, got a hearing aid, so what?
Well,
move on.
Exactly, and that I have had that exact comment from so many patients after they make the move. You know, the hardest part is just coming through the door. And then once you're here, it's gravy. But patients say it's the best thing they've ever done. Once they realize how much easier life is.
You want to hear it.
You want to hear it.
Okay, that's it. We invite you to come in, get your hearing checked, and thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And you make good coffee too. Hear, hear. We'll be back with more on Great Day TV.
Hi, Maria. What's up? Hi, I'm just calling to say hello. How are you? Great. It's so good to hear your voice.
Staying connected has never been easier for people with hearing loss. Now you can read captions of everything your caller says with CapTel Caption Telephone.
Did you hear that Ed finally proposed to Anna?
People with hearing loss can enjoy the same ease, speed, and confidence as telephone callers everywhere. Learn more about this service at RelayIndiana.com.
I'm your realtor, Tony Osler, and I love helping people on the move.
And Tony is my guy. The Osler Group with RE/MAX Centerstone combines vast knowledge, many years of experience in order to help you.
Call me about your next move.
And Tony is great.
Your hearing is part of your overall health care. Whisper Hearing Centers. Professional audiologists, highly trained and experienced in testing, diagnosis, and treatment of your hearing loss. And the latest technological advances in hearing care. Yes, it's possible to get a hearing aid online or at a box store. But a Whisper Hearing Center audiologist takes the time to test you thoroughly, answer questions, and find a hearing solution that fits your needs, lifestyle, and your budget. Whisper Hearing Centers.
Gourmet cuisine, breathtaking views, and a vibrant space to connect and enjoy. Skyline Club Indy, 36 stories high above downtown Indianapolis. Join the club today and enjoy an elevated experience. Take part in a full schedule of events and special gatherings. Skyline Club Indy, a place to celebrate.
Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. Family owned and operated. Several convenient locations. Dine in or carry out. And we can make any order just for you. Kaplinger's Fresh Catch Seafood. It's a great catch.
And one of our proud clients is American Senior Communities. And recently they talked to us about elder fraud. It's very concerning. Here's more. And now we're here at Allisonville Meadows, American Senior Communities, and we are with
United States Attorney Zachary Myers.
Okay. How long have you been the executive attorney?
So I have run the U.S. Attorney's Office here in the Southern District of Indiana since November of 2021. So about a year and a half now.
Okay. And what is your job per se?
So I run the Justice Department in the southern 2/3 of the state. So we're kind of everything south of Lafayette, you know, from Anderson and Kokomo down all the way to Evansville and New Albany. And we handle all of the federal criminal prosecutions in the district, as well as do civil enforcement on behalf of the Justice Department, and we defend agencies of the United States when we're sued in civil court.
You're busy.
We very much are. I have a staff of soon to be just over 50 attorneys, as well as about 50 support staff handling, you know, all the many thousands of cases that come through our office every year.
Okay, well, thank you then for spending some time with us here since you're so busy. Something very important, you're going to talk today to the residents and the folks here at Allisonville Meadows, and it has to do with elder fraud. And I certainly can sympathize with this because I remember when my mother was getting a lot of phone calls and she answered every phone call she got. I'm so glad that I don't have to go through that anymore. What are you going to advise people? What are you going to talk about today?
So we know that this, financial fraud and particularly fraud targeting older Americans is absolutely a priority of the Justice Department and of myself and of the administration. And so one of the things that we're doing isn't just investigating and prosecuting these cases, because we're only going to be able to locate, unfortunately, so many of these criminals. These are organized crime rings frequently operating not just locally, but targeting our seniors here in Indiana from overseas and all over the world, all over the country, using the internet, using telephones. And so we're focusing investigation and prosecution resources there, but we also want to contribute to prevention. We want to make sure, I think the last year they've estimated almost $6 billion stolen from older Americans through these fraud schemes. And
how much?
Almost $6 billion with a B. A horrendous amount of money, and frequently they're targeting folks and taking their entire life savings that they've worked so hard to take care of themselves in their retirement, and now they're unable to do so. And the just tragedy that inflicts on entire families when these frauds happen. So we want to really help with not just prosecution, but with prevention. And by talking to folks and getting the messages out, today, and helping people sort of protect themselves, we can hopefully reduce the amount of fraud that's taking place, and help our seniors before the crime happens.
Okay, so we're talking education today. That's what you're helping these folks do. And also, just before we went on, I had mentioned to you, we're going to run into some extra special problems. Artificial intelligence is going to run rampant pretty soon, and that makes things even more complicated for you, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Technology has really fueled the increase in these crimes, whether it's artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, really just the advent of the internet. In fact, many of the phone calls that people are receiving about these scams are phone calls that are driven by the internet and might even be automated voices. But it's facilitating, it might just be an old school boiler room full of fraudsters working, through data they're able to obtain over the internet. They are targeting our seniors. They are targeting folks who they think are going to answer the phone, who they think are going to respond to these emails. And so, making sure that we're using our time to educate, our, friends and family, educate particularly the older folks in our life, and make sure they know what those red flags are, so that when they are targeted, they're able to not respond and protect themselves.
Okay. Well said. Well said. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it. And we'll let you do what you do best, which is help to educate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
And we hope you enjoyed our show, reminiscing a little bit. Go to our YouTube, go to our Facebook page, go to our website, and you can see more of Great Day TV. And we hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.